Hey, what's up? It's Comic95 the Savior, and for this video I wanted to talk about something that I was inspired by from watching Love is Blind. And I want to talk about the Japan version, but I want to talk about the US one first, actually. So what I want to get at is looking at Jackie and Marshall's relationship from season 4, and I just specifically want to talk about one aspect of the relationship. I'll make other videos talking about other parts, but it made me think back to like even being here in Japan, and that's why I said I'm gonna make it about Japan still. I think it's really so messed up that people expect to date someone that basically is going to be their counselor, their doctor, and totally disregard themselves. And that was something I found really sad for Marshall to be dealing with, and it reminded me of myself when I dated that guy last year. And it's like, if you know that you have mental health issues, you have family traumas, etc., that you can't get over, that you're constantly thinking of, your family's sick, whatever, going through their crap, you are not in a position to be dating. And it's extremely selfish for you to expect the person that you're dating, and or even married to, but especially dating, to play doctor, play counselor, put their feelings aside, not get their needs met because they need to take care of you emotionally. And this is like a really huge warning, especially to men, because there's some good men out there like how Marshall was, and you mean well, and you want to be a good husband, a good boyfriend, a good fiance, whatever, to your partner, and I promise you it will never work out. Do not let a woman or a man drain you. They will drain you. You can't do it. No matter how much you love someone, they have to get themselves together and be mentally well enough and ready enough to get married in order for it to work, in order for you to be happy in your relationship. Because I promise you, dating someone that is not mentally stable, not mentally ready, not, in their right mind, going through trauma, constantly breaking down, crying, getting angry, having rage fits, etc., they're selfish. They're going to make you want to cheat on them. Because over time, it might take a week, it might be a month, it might be a year, it might be 5 years, it might be 10 years. You will eventually have enough of them, and you will be like, why did I sign up for this? You will meet somebody else that you see as just completely perfect. You guys have everything in common, they look better physically, they're in better shape mentally, and you will be tempted to cheat on your partner. And I feel like, well, this aspect of it didn't really happen in the show in that order. It happened in reverse. Ironically, the girl that was off her rocker, she's the one, Jackie, who ended up cheating and, ending things with Marshall, which I thought was really a blessing in disguise. And I'll get about that stuff inside of another video. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to keep this short and simple. But I just want to warn you, do not call yourself trying to save these Japanese men, hikikomori, whatever type of crap. They need to be mentally well on their own. It is not your job to help bring people out of the darkness and do whatever. Quit trying to be saviors. Women have this problem a lot more than men do, where they think they can save you and make you a better man, build you up to what they want you to be. But men sometimes do this too. And the difference is, women normally help men get out of, bad life. They help them get out of bad lifestyles, drugs, illegal money, whatever crap like that. Whereas men, they normally help women get out of bad situations, for the most part dealing with, either helping them become, financially stable, or for the most part helping them mentally. It's okay to do things for your woman to show that you care about her and you love her, but I've literally seen men trying to buy women that they like, especially here in Japan. Buying expensive gifts, going all out for them. It's okay to take a girl out on a nice date, that's fine. But I mean, doing stuff all the time, just expensive stuff, and then just being kicked to the curb later. Getting broken up with, I'm not ready to get married. BS excuses like that. And I feel so sorry for people that end up inside of situations like that, because it really sucks that good guys, just like they talk about how good, the best women, they always like the bad boy type, but men are the same way. Like, for example, I'm going to keep it real, nobody won't say this part of it, but, with Marshall. Now, I don't really understand what exactly Jackie was. I don't know if she was biracial, she's Hispanic. I thought she was Hispanic, what I got from it. Normally, when you meet the good guys like that, the good black men that you all be falling over, etc., they don't pay black women any mind. Now, I can't speak in his past relationships, and he didn't know what she looked like beforehand, but, you can listen to it and probably tell, whatever. So, I'm not going to get into that type of crap. I'm just keeping it real. Oftentimes, the men that you want, they are not interested in you. They go after the bad girl. And in this case, she was the bad girl. And it's not because of her race. But I'm talking about the fact that this woman was not even together mentally. Then, on the flip side, women, they normally chase after, the bad guys. The men that are not emotionally available. The men that treat them like trash, etc. Then after they're done, after she's done getting her back blown out, getting choked and strangled and beat around, then they'll come crawling back looking for a guy like Marshall. Likewise, women do the same thing. After they have 3 baby daddies, no job, nobody wants them anymore, now they come crawling back to the people that they call fat, a lame, a loser in school. Now they love to be your girl. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Don't let people like that drain you, waste your time, and use you. You need a partner that is ready to get married. You need a partner that wants what you want. You need a partner that cares about your feelings, your thoughts. Because if I'm always having a hug on you and hold you and make sure you feel better, who's doing that for me when I have my moments when I feel down? I don't even want to take turns in it. That type of shit is crazy. You cry today, I cry tomorrow type stuff. Like, what? It's unhealthy, it's toxic, it's weird. And people that crave love think it's healthy. They're happy that they have a partner that's relying on them. And there's nothing healthy about that, nothing sane about that. In fact, to be honest, you might think that being depressed, you want a partner that has the same problems that you do, because it makes it easy, for you to basically talk about your issues. But to be honest, I feel quite the opposite. If you're dealing with mental health issues, whatever, you need to work on yourself first, and then date somebody that doesn't have your problems to help you get out of it. Because 2 depressed people being together is a horrible relationship. And somebody gonna come in the comments, give an example. Actually, my husband is depressed and I have like I said what I said. We ain't talking about your little anecdotal experiences, exceptions to the rule, and I honestly don't believe you anyway. But you get what I'm trying to say. I just think it's so sad that people throw away their lives like that. And it also brings me back to another point I have to make. It's going to make people upset. But I notice that I see people here in Japan putting up a crap they wouldn't do if they were dating within their own race. For example, or things that they would never do, period. I see black men proposing to women, buying rings, etc., doing crap here in Japan that they wouldn't do for a black woman back in the U.S. I see black women dating men that are stringing them along, saying, well, I want kids, I want to do that. And it's like, oh, okay, like, you're going to date this dude for 6 years. He said he don't want kids, I want to get married, etc. And you've convinced yourself this is what you want too. Would you do that with a black man, or would you have broken up with him? Like, I see it on both sides. But I'm be honest, I see it mostly on the other side with black men. But that's all a whole other story. Just throwing that out there, because it reminded me of that too, with the way that I saw him acting and treating towards her. I cannot see him being okay with a black woman acting like that. I just couldn't. Would he do it? Maybe. I don't know him. But it made me think about being here in Japan. I literally see forums and posts all the time, make another video on this, with white men in particular, sometimes black men, that have gone 50-50, 50-50, really meaning they've gone 90% all and their wife did 10%, getting businesses, buying houses, etc. And everything is put inside of Sachiko's name. And then when that divorce comes up, now they're freaking out because they're like, oh, like, is it possible for me to still have ownership, and how can I get my property out of her name, etc. Too late. You're trapped. Shouldn't have done that. Real conversations that should have been had, things should have been thought about, they just let their wife do it because she's the one that speaks Japanese. And they got played. So, it's sad, it's messed up, it blows my mind that people allow such crap to happen, that they don't do their research, they don't think. But it's real life. It's messed up. People will do anything to be with a Japanese woman, anything to be with a Japanese man, including sacrificing their own happiness. And that is just a huge mistake, a recipe for disaster, because even if you get married, and even if, your dating goes fine for now, it will eventually crumble, it will turn into shit later. For some of these men, they've been married for 13, 20 years, and then the divorce came after their kids finished school. They lost everything they built up for the past couple of decades. Your house, your business, the assets that you have, your car, everything, because everything was in that woman's name. I've seen people draining themselves because their wife is so depressed and so fragile, she can't work or she can't whatever. And it's like this guy had money. They married a woman expecting to work and do things 50-50. And if that's what you want to do in your relationship, you go ahead. Not me, but that's you. Then they got tricked. Because now suddenly Sachiko is so depressed, so sad, she can't be burdened with the idea of working anymore. And these men stay. Some of them not even married, just dating, they stay. They do crap that their partner would not do for them. And I couldn't help but notice when I was watching Love is Blind, seeing that Jackie who was constantly having breakdowns, being emotional, being mean, saying bad things to her partner, if he were to call her masculine, ratchet, rude, she would be broken down in tears. But she can basically call him feminine and gay, if you will, by saying that he's not man enough and not aggressive enough. That's okay to say? Did she ever cook for him? He made her a full-on breakfast and everything. She's constantly being rough with him, etc. And the girl had nothing more to offer than a pretty face. That was it. Not even a good body. So I'm thinking to myself, like, it just amazes me how selfish people could be going into relationships. And they don't even mean it. They're just truly that mentally off. They're not ready. Don't ever date somebody like that, because it will do nothing but make you miserable. You will not be happy. And you are literally going to sacrifice your own happiness to make somebody else happy. And I get it, because I kind of feel that way too. On one hand, it does feel good to make other people feel good. It kind of arguably feels better to make other people feel good than it does for yourself. But your happiness is important too. You need to be satisfied in a relationship. Mentally, sexually, physically, and financially. You have needs that have to be met as well. If you're always giving gifts to your partner, always taking them out, always giving them massages, always listening to their stories, and they don't do the same thing, they don't reciprocate in any sort of way, or they do reciprocate, but yeah, then they just sleep with you. They just, do some one little thing. It's not enough. And what one woman won't do, another handful or thousands or millions of them will. She's an idiot. Marshall has the most followers after that show now. Because the girls wanted him. He was perfect. She's calling him not aggressive. She has no idea this man literally fought to make her his woman over Josh. And oh my God. I know she didn't see that part of it, but it was just so ironic how everything that he did, he said himself, what have you done for me? Crickets. And when he wanted answers and wanted to talk, oh, I'm tired, I have to go sleep, I have work in the morning, oh, just love me, what? I'm not gonna get into that type of crap. So he dodged a bullet. Not gonna get into that aspect of it, but I just want to wrap it back into Japan, that I've been there before, and I'm telling you, as a man or a woman, and I'm somebody that deals with depression themselves too, I never ever put that crap even on my husband, because I don't want it to affect my marriage. If I'm going through something, I could tell him, but I'm not going to sit there and be soaking and going through crap for months, weeks, days. And I always make sure that I'm attentive to him and his feelings and his needs. Unfortunately, a lot of partners are selfish. And normally this is a female issue, but as a woman, I dated a man like this. It lasted for literally 2 seconds. And I'm glad that it did. Didn't want to invest anything more into that. You will only hurt yourself. The longer you stay with them, the more painful it will be. You cannot make a man that is not ready to get married stay married to you. Because if you get married, your marriage will be miserable. You will be depressed. You will be sad. You will be drained. And if you are a woman that's lucky enough to have a man that's willing to date you, despite all the crap you got going on, you need to tone that shit down. You need to get some friends. Get a journal. Talk to your mama. Don't put all of your problems and burdens of crap on your partner. They're not your doctor. They're not your counselor. They're your teammate. Don't burden them with your mess. And I constantly hear, even on the show, people talk about, like even Tiffany said this. I like that they listen to me, whatever. And of course it is good, because a lot of guys, they listen, but they're not really listening. I got what she was trying to say, but even be careful making statements like that, because a lot of girls, they talk so much, but it's do you listen to your man? Do you know how he feels? They just get so caught up in how they feel, how I feel, what I want to say. What about what your man feels? What about what he wants to say? You can't go into a relationship or a marriage being selfish like that, because it will cause problems for you. It's important to take a step back and think about what your partner feels, what your partner wants to say, what your partner wants to do. And sometimes they might not even say it to you. They might deny, say, oh, I'm okay. No, you need to be into them enough. Take initiative and see what needs to be done, what needs to be said. You need to be in tune with your partner. See when something's off. It just amazes me how people that will have somebody that does everything for them are okay with doing nothing in return. If your partner has to calm you down, hug you, hold you, deal with your mixed signals, oh, I want to be alone, oh, go away from me, and then you secretly want them to be there, you want them to stay with you, and you're like, what? Grow up. If you're choosing to get married, your family is now the second most important people in your life. Because now you are creating a new family. Your parents decide F their parents, F their siblings, and they created you. They made their own family. You have to do the same thing. Your marriage, and that's a red flag for you as a man, FYI. If the woman that you're with is so worried about and caring about her original family so much, she's not ready to get married. A part of getting married is leaving your family and starting your own family. Now your husband and or your wife becomes the number one in your life. As a man, as a woman, the same goes for you. If you are with a man who cares so much about his family's opinion, so much about his family that he's crying and staying up all night thinking about them, that is not a green flag that he's going to be that way for your family. That is a red flag that he's so focused on his family, he's not capable of having a stable and good family with and or for you. Don't do that to yourself. As a man, just like with women, they're supposed to leave their family, leave their mother and father, and start a family with you. Even if you never have children, just the two of you, that's fine. You are the number one in his life. No longer mommy, no longer daddy, no longer his little sister. That's not your problem. And he needs to understand that on his own. And if he cannot understand that on his own, don't marry him. Don't waste your time dating him for years and years and years. It will not work out. You will be miserable. Because if he's treating you like number two now, it will only get worse when children get involved. It will only get worse the longer you stay married. And keep in mind, within reason. Of course, if you're dating someone, you're not married yet, it's not the same. I understand, obviously, mother, your mom and dad coming first. But once you start getting into the fiance stage, where now you're planning to get married, your parents' opinion goes, and your fiance goes, and if you have good parents, they understand that. They're not going to try to control you. As long as your partner ain't truly off and your parents are on to something trying to help you. So, it's all another story. Something to say, don't waste time dating people that got mental health issues, mental illness, whatever. I know you want to be a good person, you want to save them, but it is not your job. You cannot save people that do not want to be saved. It's not your job to do that. Date and marry somebody that's ready, that's capable, that's willing to work on themselves without you needing to play doctor and be involved. Your partner doesn't have to be perfect. Your partner does not have to be perfect. Let me clarify that. They don't have to be free of any whatever, because I got my own crap too. I'd be a hypocrite. But what I don't do is, I don't put my problems and burdens on other people. I don't just keep everything to myself, but I work on myself. I build myself. When things are really bad, I can talk to my partner. Also clarify that the problem here is not a matter of opening up to your partner and telling them how you truly feel. Rather, the problem that I have is that oftentimes, I'm talking about women because I am a woman and I see this a lot, especially women in their 30s or early 40s, possibly older, but I'm speaking about, people that are in their 30s, 40s, whatever, basically close to my own age, even people in their 20s, but I notice it a lot with people in their 30s that are not married in particular. I don't understand why people don't get that it's okay to talk to your partner about your problems. Your partner should care about your problems. They should want to comfort you. But likewise, you as a woman need to understand that you need to be there for your partner too. Not just to comfort them when they cry and whatnot. I think women are generally a lot better at that than men are naturally. Because that's kind of our role. We're naturally nurturing, caring, etc. Which is why we're normally the ones taking care of kids too. I'm not going to get into all that politically correct shit with you all. I'm keeping it real. However, what I am saying is not about that, but rather, you need to understand that just because you're having a mental breakdown and you're sad doesn't mean that your partner is. And this is going to be for a completely different video, but I spend a lot of time on Quora, Reddit, etc. And I've read some very interesting things. I search random topics, etc. Sometimes things dealing with myself or not, just random things. And I came across some really interesting things from people inside their relationships, in which I was interested in reading what men had to say about these type of relationships. And I found it really interesting that, women would think that you're a bad husband, bad boyfriend, if you decide that you don't want to give them, your attention, you don't listen to them, buy them stuff, etc. But women don't consider how sex is not something to be withheld from a relationship. For example, okay, just because you're depressed and you're going through your crap, for, 6 weeks, a month, a week, whatever, isn't that kind of unfair that your partner has to be punished because you're sad? I mean, I get it, don't get me wrong. You can argue back and say, well, if he really loves you, he shouldn't want to have sex with you when you're sad. But likewise, okay, should he want to be with a girl that's infinitely going to be sad either? Like, He can easily just break up with you and move on to somebody else. So actually, that's really selfish thinking of your part as a woman. So again, I get it. You have your stuff. You have bad days. Life happens. But you have to also consider, what does your partner need in the relationship? Men need sexual intimacy on the same level that women need emotional intimacy. So by you withholding that, that's the equivalent of your man saying he's not going to listen to you and comfort you because he'd rather play video games or he wants to go out drinking with his friends. You would be devastated and hurt by that. And if you were to go back and tell your little girlfriends, they would suggest that you get a divorce or at least break up with their boyfriend, whatever the case is. But women don't see the problem with this in reverse. In fact, women actually find it empowering to be able to withhold sex from their partner. So don't get me wrong, you shouldn't be a slave. But that's actually an issue too if you're viewing sex that way. It should be something for both of you. And to be honest, I'm just going to keep it real with you. Maybe I'm just a freak, but I actually find sex to be a pretty good uplifting activity if I'm not feeling good. So, yeah, I'm just saying that I find it interesting that women just think about themselves. You're sad. Your family. You don't want to be touched. You don't want to be bothered. Okay, well, what about your boyfriend? What about your husband? How does he feel? As long as your man is not abusive or treating you like trash, I don't think it's worthy or, I don't think it's fair to withhold what he wants in a relationship. And the men want more than just sex. But you can try to say, like, that is something that they really like. Just like our women really like being given gifts and really like having quality time. There's nothing wrong with admitting that we have differences in what we want and are prefer in a relationship. And every guy is different, but you get what I'm saying. Overall, just like how there's women that'll swear to God they don't like getting flashy gifts, etc. But let's be real. Overall, most women would love to have a nice fancy ring, would love to get designer handbags, clothes, get their nails and hair done, etc. from their man. You can find women that don't like this, but generally speaking, most do. Okay, likewise, most men would gladly love to have sex with you, especially if he's having a bad day. We joke about it. And of course, men need someone to talk to and listen to as well. But men do like sex. I mean, look, they pay for it. But that's all a whole other story. I'm not going to get into all that crap. I'm just saying that I want to clarify. There's nothing wrong with talking about your problems to your partner. The problem is when you are not listening to them in return, when you are not meeting their needs in return. And women oftentimes project what they want or what they need in a relationship on their man. Just because you like emotional intimacy and you just want somebody to listen and talk to you doesn't mean that listening and talking to your husband is a replacement for having sex with him. And a lot of women miss that part. So, whole nother story. Not going to get into that. I'm not being politically correct here. I'm speaking the truth. So, back to the video. Sorry, a couple more things I want to say, and then I'm done. The very last things. So, I want to also add that women oftentimes forget that just like how you don't want to be used just for sex, men don't want to be used just to be your emotional damage dumping bag or counselor, or whatever you want to call that. Yes, your partner should be able to confide in you, you should be able to confide in them, you should be able to trust each other, but your partner is not your doctor, okay? Like, they're not. Yes, they're there to take care of you, sickness and health, blah, blah, blah. But that's a completely different type of sickness. I'm talking about being emotionally selfish. And even if you are really going through it, I mean, it's literally not your partner's job to do that. And it's unfair to them. Even if you're still having sex, them still doing whatever, you need to, I can't really explain it, but get whatever help you need to do on a professional level. Whether that be taking medication, doing some natural therapy, whatever on your own, getting a hobby, doing something to get yourself out of whatever funk you're in. It's easier said than done. I promise you, I know because I deal with these things myself. But you want to know what I've also learned? I've learned that nothing runs people away, whether it be friends, family members, co-workers, or romantic partners, than you trying to dump all of your issues and problems on them, constantly being in a wishy-washy mood, and also being so selfish to the point, because see, most people don't do this, that you're not taking care of your partner. And that's what most people do. They don't. They're so busy focusing on themselves, so busy, oh, you're such a good husband, you're such a good partner, thank you for hugging it out with me. And then it's like, okay, like, you're not sleeping with him, you're not cooking for him, you're not cleaning for him, because you're not in the mood, right? Like, get what I'm trying to say? It's a really selfish mindset. And so I wanted to add this last thing, and then I'm done. I did read and see that apparently Marshall, back when he was a teenager, I don't know if his thoughts remain the same as an adult, but I wouldn't put it past him. He had a lot of negative feelings towards black women and was talking about how, Latina women or whatever, blah, blah. I'm not going to feed into all of that crap because I know the society wants to pit us against each other, and I'm not going to view it that way. Latina women cannot control what some random black dude is saying online. The reality is, at the end of the day, I'm talking about this because it reminds me of Japan. I see it here all the time, where I see foreign women, black, white, Hispanic, whatever they are, going above and beyond doing stuff for their Japanese men and or women that they would never do back in their home country. I cannot tell you how many times I've read horror stories, including someone that I even met, that have gone through hell and back because they stupidly were too trusting towards their Japanese partner that wasn't really being their partner to begin with. They saw dollar signs and saw the idea of having a half, half Japanese, half whatever baby. Ran off with their kid, racked up bills for them, stole everything from them, including businesses. You all do not understand that. Imagine spending 20 years with someone, having multiple properties, cars, different businesses, raising 3 to 5 kids together, and then your wife just snatches everything from under the rug. Everything right under the rug from you. Takes the whole fucking rug. Everything. God, that has to suck. So keep this in mind when you're walking around having a fetish and putting people on a pedestal. I'm not teaching you to be untrusting or whatever towards your Japanese partner. But really think, do you really love your partner and trust them, or are you more obsessed with their race? And that's what I felt that I got from Marshall. He didn't really love Jackie. She wasn't a good partner. She was shit. She wasn't sleeping with him. She wasn't doing anything feminine towards or for him. She wasn't meeting any of his needs. But what he saw was, she's a Latina woman, and that's what he wanted. He made that very clear years ago. And so I think that's the reason why he even bothered. I mean, he wanted to stay in that relationship. After all of that crap, he was not willing to let her go. And she was so stupid, she had no idea she was being a blessing in disguise for him. She let him go. She was the one to walk away. And so I was saying this before, imagine if he said all of that stuff to her. If he told her that she wasn't feminine, blah, 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 because she didn't cook for him. She wasn't having sex with him. She had, a deepish type of voice. She's doing all of this stuff to him. But if he were to do it back to her, it wouldn't have been okay. And so that's another thing I find really interesting. See, women will constantly talk about what they want a man to do and what men don't do for them. But it's what do you do for men besides offering what you think is bomb-ass pussy when 9 times out of 10 it's mediocre, dry, loose, and nothing special to a man? Even if your shit is the absolute best, do you really think that having sex replaces everything that a man could possibly want to need? Don't get me wrong, men will joke inside my comments and might say that it does. But men, more than anything, they want a woman that keeps the peace. And I hate to say this, but I actually got this from Kevin Samuels, and it actually is the truth. And this is the reason why you see pretty girls that are single in their 30s and 40s. They'll convince it's because, man can't handle them, blah, blah, blah. They haven't found the one. But 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I'm saying for a lot of people, it's because their attitude is funky. People think you're cute, and then they get to know you, and they're like, And I'm not going to lie, I have to work on myself. And I'm not even 30 years old yet. I'm not saying it's to shame other people because I'm married and put you down. I'm speaking on myself. I was one of these people. And so this is not to excuse the F-boys that I personally dealt with. But I can also be real with myself. I dated some pretty good guys. And my attitude did get in the way and stop me from, getting married. I'm keeping it real with you. Most women don't want to do that. They'll pretend like it's everybody else but them. But I'm being real. I can admit I knew that I was the problem in some of my relationships. It was not always the other guy. And so I do want to say that, I see this a lot with women in their 30s, 40s, etc., where they have these nasty, funky-ass attitudes. They'll pay money to get their body done. They'll spend time in the gym. They'll wear the nicest clothes, learn how to give the best head, learn how to ride on top and everything. Got their hands around the ankles and all. Okay, you'll do all of this crap. But then it's no man can stand being in your presence unless he got his dick shoved down your throat. Just keeping it real with you, it's impossible to be around you. You're unpleasant. You're not feminine. You're not peaceful. You're obnoxious. And you think that it's cute. Or better yet, you think because you're cute, you can get by on that. And yeah, you can get by if you're just people, to dump loads inside of you. But if you want a man to truly love you, go out for you, and eventually marry you, and stay married to you, you're going to have to work on yourself. That's all a whole other story. But I just want to say this, yes, it's okay to vent to your partner. It's okay to rant to them. It's okay to tell them how you truly feel. I'm not teaching you to lie to yourself and pretend to be happy when you're not, for the sake of maintaining your relationship. But you do have to keep in mind, you getting yourself together mentally is not just for you. It's for your family. It's for your husband. It's for your children. They are suffering too. It is not fair to withhold sex. You would not be okay with your partner withholding being emotionally intimate with you. And the reason why you view them differently is because you're thinking about what you like and what you want. And this is the problem with women, especially people that are my generation, people that are millennials or Gen Z, whatever. We put what we want on men. For example, we care about education and finances. So we think that because we have money, men should want us. Likewise, men do this too.
Men think that because they are attracted to women for looking good and or being young, that this should be enough to get by on for them. And they get upset when we talk about, that we don't want to go 50-50, we want a man to provide, etc. Because, like, how is that fair? You should just like attractive people, just like how I like attractive people. Money shouldn't matter. They want that type of relationship. So, I'm done. That's it, you guys. Just want to throw all of that out there and get that into this video. Sorry I made it so long, but I wanted to say that because I felt that it was important. So, back to the video. I'm done.
But I don't go through mental breakdowns on a daily basis or every few hours. I don't do that type of crap. And I also don't treat my partner like trash either, after having the audacity to have just needed them a day ago. That's crazy. As a man, don't do that. There is no Japanese woman here that's worth it for. And I'll make another video talking about the whole assets thing and crap. Because, man, that's messed up. I cannot imagine being married to somebody for 20 plus years, getting a business, and having everything in their name. And I felt this problem was more so for men, because I haven't really seen any Japanese men doing this to their foreign wives. I know it can happen, and this is all really a matter of people not getting to know their partner well enough, and not even a matter of the length of time that they've known them and dated. I mean, like, quality conversations, real talk. I dated my husband for just a few months before we actually got married, but I spent every day with him. Most people that get married don't spend every day together. You date each other once a week, twice a week, and just for a few hours at a time and decided to get married. So the actual time is not important of, how long you knew each other, but how much did you date each other? How much time do you spend together? What were your conversations actually about? That's what's of importance. So, not gonna get into that for this video. Just want to say, be careful. People with mental health issues, they need help, but not from you. It's not your job to play doctor. It's not your job to put them in counseling to see, what's going to happen. No. If they truly love you, they truly want to get married, they're truly ready, they will do what they have to do to work on themselves and to prepare themselves for a marriage. And they're going to have to learn the hard way. They will have to deal with missing out on some really great people because they were not together mentally enough. And if they do get their crap together in the future and you happen to still be single, by all means, date them again, give them another chance. But for the time being, while they're busy sobbing and crying and staying up late at night thinking about their family, that is a huge double red flag. No. 1, their families of too much importance. 2, they're crazy. Don't put yourself through that type of crap. You will be miserable. You will be sad. You will be lonely. And when you have bad times, you wouldn't even feel comfortable going to them with your stuff because you feel like it's your job to make them feel better. And some people are so selfish. If you tell them about your crap, they don't even know how to react to it. They're like, oh, okay, well, but are you forgetting about my dad, my whatever, my this, that, and the other? And it's like, oh, okay, but I'm telling you how I feel right now. I was just comforting you 2 seconds, so you can't even give me, a hug and listen for 5 minutes? Like, what? So, I'm done. Just be careful out there. Don't do stuff, people, that, would not do the same thing for you. Don't go into a relationship trying to have somebody that is your patient. They should be your partner, not your patient. Your job is not to take care of them on a mental level that a doctor and a psychiatrist probably can't even do. That is not your job. A lot of these women don't have dating experience. They don't realize what they're missing out on. Because, for example, a woman like that's that off, to not even realize you have literally what most women dream of having in a man. Good job, educated, got his stuff together. You're gonna pass up on him because you're not ready. Why the fuck are you even on the show? Don't get me into that crap. I know it's reality TV, but I'm giving this as a real life example, okay? That's all. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Leave your 2 cents down below. Chime in if you ever dated somebody that had mental health issues, illnesses, whatever. Leave it in the comments. Share your 2 cents, your stories. If you have any video ideas, you can send me an email or leave a comment down below with a video request. I'll try my best to answer your question and make a video about it in the future. If you enjoy watching this video, like I said, leave a like and comment. You can check out my YouTube channel's homepage. I have tons of videos about Japan. I have playlists on everything: dating, working, studying, living in Japan. So I've probably already answered your question there, so please check out my YouTube channel's homepage. Click on my username and you can find the playlist for it there. Otherwise, you can follow me on social media at Comic95 on Instagram and Twitter. I have a Snapchat and TikTok at Comic the Savior, a Facebook fan page at Comic95 the Savior, and a blog at Comic95.com. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch another video.